making this spontaneous video right quick. I just saw a client had did this. Well, not a client, a Patreon member. He has sent me the conversation, but so he was, I guess he's feel like he's talking to this girl and he feels like she's been pulling back, maybe due to another guy, whatever the situation may be. But guys, listen and understand this. Whenever you feel like your girl's pulling back, you feel like she's acting distant, or you feel like she may be talking to another guy, or whatever the case may be, and you feel as if maybe she's starting to become a little distant, the last thing you want to do is to come off needy, right? Especially if she's showing that she's coming on distant, and especially if you know she's talking to another guy, whatever the case may be. That's because you're lacking in other situations and other places and other facets of your relationship, right? So that means basically what you need to do, instead of confronting it, because when you do confront it, be like, hey, I feel like you're being a little distant. I feel like, so her already being distant, right? And maybe she's not doing it deliberately. Maybe she is. Maybe it's subconscious. Maybe it's, maybe it's something she's doing deliberately, right? Who knows? But you doing that, it's one, you coming off needy, right? And when you come off needy, that's a big turnoff, an extreme turnoff. So that's not something you want to do innately, right? Two, when you do that, you're coming into more feminine nature. How many guys have been with a girl when, and she comes and complains, like, babe, I want to see you more. I want to see you more. I don't see you enough. Oh, I feel like we didn't talk today. I feel like we don't talk enough. That's how you're coming off. So one, it's going to turn her off. Already with her acting distant for whatever reason, and now you're coming complaining, even more of a turnoff, because now you're more relationship focused and you're coming into more of a feminine state. You're not staying solid. You're being emotional. And then what drove you to say that is your emotions, right? So how do you solve that without coming off needy, without coming off being feminine, right? Because she should be chasing after you. She should be begging for your attention, unless you didn't filter her out and she's just not that kind of girl, right? Some guys do miss those steps. So this way you got to take the L anyway and just charge it to the game. But the way to do this is to get her attention back on you. You mirror her energy, one, and then you times it by two. So you want to be implementing more anxiety, right? Implement more anxiety. So this way she doesn't, have a chance to want to focus on other guys, because once she see you switch up and she's not getting that same attention from you, she's going to start thinking you changed. And when she asks you, hey babe, is everything okay? Why you been acting different? No, I haven't been acting different. And, I don't know. I'm just, just a little busy. If you tell her you love her, stop telling you love her. Stop saying it back. She hangs up and be like, all right, babe, bye, love you. And you say, all right, bye, hang up the phone. Now, if you know that's not normal behavior for you, she's probably going to call you back, or she's probably going to address it. But just don't call her back. If she calls back, you're about to go to sleep, but just don't answer. Make her go to sleep with that anxiety, right? And be like, oh no, it's no big a deal. I love you. I just didn't want to say it. I don't know. I just didn't think about it. I didn't think it was a big deal, right? Maybe go a few hours without talking to her, maybe a day without talking to her, right? But don't fucking panic. And I think one of the biggest problems is with you guys is whenever a girl starts to switch up, whenever a female starts to act differently, I can give you the most perfect advice. But the biggest problem is controlling your emotions. Your emotions say one thing, and it's because you're not aware of the unseen. You don't know how things are going to play out. You're in the dark, and you just have to have faith and be patient. That's one of the hardest things for guys to do. Stop being emotional. Stay calm and solid, because that's what men are supposed to do. When you're in your masculine state, you're supposed to be calm, solid, and hard like a rock. Pause. You get the point. The point is you're not flimsy. You're not super anxious. You're not getting to a feminine nature where you're getting so emotional. You're solid, right? And you're not allowing yourself to, be all emotional and dramatic. So if she starts pulling away, you notice it, okay? But you have tactics. This is why you're here. Subscribe to Patreon, right? You don't do that. You don't do that. That is the worst thing you can possibly do. Stay calm, cool, and collected. Stay calm, cool, and collected, and don't react. And you implement the techniques. You start implementing different types of anxiety. Now you can get creative with anxiety. Anxiety is basically the things that are going to get her upset and her anxious and her thinking about you and make her nervous. Maybe go a day without talking to her. Maybe go a few hours. Mix it up. Like, oh, I was just busy. Do the things that are going to make her nervous, that are going to make her think about you. Now, you don't want to overdo it to where obviously it's looking like you're doing it deliberate. Do it consistently. Be consistently and consistent. Sometimes act normal. Sometimes show love. Sometimes make love to her. Sometimes go out. But just switch it up. Enough anxiety to where she's thinking about you so much, and she's picking up on all these inconsistencies within you and behavior that's not normal for you, right? So this way it's making her anxious. She thinks maybe she's losing you. She wants to know why you're acting different. Maybe you're talking to other girls. She doesn't know. But you play stupid and you keep on dark and sometimes give her normal behavior, then switch back to it. Because you're probably too accessible. You're probably too available. You're probably not implementing enough anxiety. And that is the reason why. Something's coming off too easy. And the problem is, it's not enough for her. Whatever it is, she feels too comfortable. So you need to put her in a place where she's not comfortable, to where she can do nothing but focus on your change behavior, where she's not thinking about other men, where she doesn't want to pull back. Now, anxiety doesn't always have to be adverse things that's going to, exactly piss her off, or things that's going to just make her nervous. Anxiety is doing whatever is going to keep you on the front of her mind. But usually these type of things like neglect and silence and giving them silent treatment and mirroring energy is usually the things that usually get them to this place, right? And that's how you got to do that. Don't fucking panic.